Hey YouTube, sorry it's been longer than I promised to update a video, but things have gotten a little weird. I went and saw my recruiter last Friday and I made weight. I'm so happy about that. And he said I could go up to Meth next weekend. And then I gave him one of my medical records I forgot to give in. It was just my pre-op report for my daughter. And of course, on there it says, mother has history of migraines. For those of you who do not know, migraines are an instant disqualifier from the U.S. military, all branches, and it is, for the most part, non-waiverable. So you can't, explain it away. They don't care. You're not in. So, the first thing I did, I freaked out. I've been crying all weekend. Just crying and crying, because I've lost, over 50 pounds. I've worked so hard at getting everything ready. I've been waiting, and I have my heart set on joining the Air Force, the military. So the first thing I did was I freaked out, and I looked up online what to do. And of course, online tells you just to lie about it. My recruiter was all about trying to cover it up, and I was all about covering it up at first. And so the first thing I did is I sent an amendment letter up to the hospital I delivered my daughter at. Amendment letter, for those of you who don't know, most people don't know about it. You can send an amendment to your hospital and ask them to correct your medical records or take something off. So if you think you were misdiagnosed with something, you send it and they take it off, hopefully. They can deny it, you can appeal it, and then if they still deny it, you can send, basically it's a letter that gets clipped to your medical record, and it says, it'd say, oh, mother has history of migraines, and then there's a note from me saying, no, I really don't have a history of migraines, explaining why, and then the next person who gets it decides what they believe. Where they got the history of migraines from. When I was pregnant with my daughter, I was severely dehydrated at one point. I couldn't keep fluids down, and so I had a migraine. I was delusional. I could barely speak. It was really, really severe. So I had to go to the ER and get IV fluids for 6 hours. It was crazy. I was so dehydrated. So, that was a migraine. And so when I had my daughter, they asked me, have you had any migraines in the last 3 years? Yeah, I had one this past year. It was due to dehydration, but that's what I had. So hopefully they'll take that off. I don't see why they wouldn't. And for those of you who think you know what the heck you're talking about, I guarantee you I know more about the medical process than you do. I've taken tons of stuff off of my daughter's medical record. So for those people who are going to eventually comment on here and say, it's impossible to take stuff off your medical record, it's really not at all. Most doctors don't give a crap. They just want to take it off. They don't care. Then, when I was 10 years old, I had migraines because I was going through puberty. And, yes, I was going through puberty at 10 and 11. So, it's just raging hormones. It's really common. Most kids don't get it diagnosed because their moms aren't like my mom. My mom, whenever you have any kind of ailment, we went to the doctor and got a diagnosis. It was either you were sick or it was allergies. Either way, we left with medication. So, I got that diagnosed. Wouldn't be a huge deal since I was so young, except for, of course, when I was 16 and going to World Championships. That is the equivalent. If you go to World Championships for your sport, that is the equivalent of the Olympics, okay? It's a huge freaking deal. It's a huge deal. So, most athletes bring, a medicine cabinet with them. I brought allergy medication. It was in Germany. I brought allergy medication, cold medication, all sorts of stuff. And then I filled a prescription, my old migraine medication, and brought it with me. because I didn't want to have a migraine during World Championships. I hadn't had one in like 5, 6 years, but I took that precaution. Stupid freaking thing, because that's probably going to be on my medical record. So since migraines are usually non-waiverable, how am I going about this? Besides trying to take it off of my medical record from having my daughter, because that's technically the only one they're going to look at, I'm also going to attempt to get it taken off of my juvenile medical record. That is going to be way harder, I will admit. I can't give up on it, though. I can't give up on it. I guess I'm basically grabbing at straws. I can probably get away with it if I can get it off of my medical record up in Denver. I can probably get away with it, just not mentioning anything. I don't feel good about it, though. I honestly didn't know migraines were a big deal, or I would have dealt with this a long time ago. I wasn't trying to hide anything. I just didn't know. And so I'm going to try to speak with my old pediatrician. She's really cool, knows my family really well, and I'm just going to basically explain the situation to her, tell her it was a fluke thing. I had him when I was a little kid. I made a bigger deal out of things. I was so dramatic when I was little. You know, I honestly, when I think back on it, I don't know if they were even really that bad. I just freaked out all the time. And tell her, I'm trying to join the military. This could possibly ruin everything for me. And see if she'll remove it. Will she? I don't know. I have no clue. If anything, if she could at least remove the prescription being filled. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to do. But that's my plan. One of my mentors who I've known for a long time, he's really great. He's a colonel in the Air Force, and he said I talked to him, and he said that he will get his people, I don't know, to look into it and see what there's to be done. He also said once I get my medical record information figured out, he'll call the Colorado recruiting commander, whatever they're called, and talk to them about it. And hopefully I can get a waiver or something. But since I'm trying to get top security clearance, I just really don't feel comfortable lying about stuff. So if I could just get a lot of it at least, removed from my record, that would make me be able to sleep. I have not slept the last 2 nights, barely at all. I've been so stressed about it. Oh my god, so stressed. So that's where I'm at right now, and it's really disappointing. And it's not what I expected at all. After all the little roadblocks I've had at each one, I've had this confident feeling inside that I could overcome it and I could figure it out. And this is the first one that I feel it's this weird fluke. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. It hasn't been a big deal in my life, and it could be the thing that ruins my life. But anyways, that's where I'm at right now. I probably won't have any huge updates for a while because I'm waiting on these medical records and amendments and whatnot. So yeah, that's where I am. And for anyone who's looking at this who has a history of migraines and is trying to join the military, I'm really hoping that I will be able to come out of this with some great instructions for you on how to work your way in if you have a fluke history of migraines. Anyways, that's where I'm at, and there's not much more to say unless you want to watch me cry. But I'll update you when I get information.